Greetings, outstanding folks, and welcome back. Jaravan here, this time with an unboxing video of my latest edition of my brass instrument collection. It's one I ordered through the Reverb website, and it was just a good place to get new and used brass instruments. If you can't find it on Amazon, you can find some on Reverb. Give something good. Now, give me a second to grab the box. It's a Schiller brand bass trumpet, and you probably see on the label says Frankfurt, Germany. That makes it promising because anybody who's familiar with anything involving German engineering knows it's going to be pretty solid. It was nice to cut the tape and see what I can do with it. There's that. Okay. I won't be able to lift up the box because it's pretty heavy, but a lot of stuff taped onto the case. On top of the case, if I can remove it, we have Blue Juice valve oil. I've heard that's actually a pretty good brand. This other little packet also came with cleaning cloth, pair of gloves, normal gloves that you've usually seen, and if I can get the plastic out, it has a mouthpiece. C. Standard mouthpiece for small bore, standard size mouthpiece for small bore trombones. Get this plastic put in the box and get it put aside. Bear with me. This is awkward. My little space is pretty lacking. And now that I've got the last bit of plastic, here's a case. Usual soft shell case, just like the soft shell case that came with my valve trombone and my Mendini trumpet. Light needs to handle it. Prone to collecting dust if you're in that kind of environment. Let's see what's inside. It has a pouch on the outside, and in it, straps so you can carry it like a gig bag with the latches on the back. Let's see what's inside the case, the main part of the case. Okay, another thing inside the case is the instrument itself, silicone gel, a couple of packs of it. The bell was actually stuffed with newspapers, so one way to keep it intact. And here is the instrument itself. Brass trumpet, lacquer finish, nice shine to it. The valve's already working, I can tell that right off the bat. First valve slide is the only one that's adjustable. Moves a little slow, a little bit of grease can fix that. Second valve slide runs in the horizontal direction because of it being bass. It moves okay. Third valve slide, easy to remove. I can see why it doesn't have a ring on it. Doesn't take much length. Main tune slide, functional. So everything works on it. Quick little feel of it. Definitely feels solid. It's like the folks in Germany who built this did a great job with it. Hats off to those folks. Like I said, this would be I did intend for this to be a comparison video. I do have my valve trombone on hand as a comparison. And I'll note a few key differences. On a valve trombone, you have the main, in this case, main tuning slide is past the bell, and the last the bell section would be behind the mouthpiece for the player. Not the case on a bass trumpet. You have the bell at the end, and when I apply the mouthpiece, it'll be past the last elbow of the bell. Another key thing for trombones is that this is a two-piece construction. You'll see the little knurled nut on it that tightens the clamp on it. The main body of it is one piece, just like any other trumpet. Now, that's the comparison. And before I get too carried away, I'm going to give it a quick playing test. For the comparison, I'll be using my Denis Wick 12CS mouthpiece, the one that I tested out on my Moz trombone with an adapter, and figured out that I could retire the fax mouthpiece that I was using with my valve trombone. It's a B-flat instrument, so here goes. I'm just going to do a quick B-flat scale, maybe go up a little bit higher. I can tell the difference the Denis Wick mouthpiece makes. That's on my valve trombone. Let's see what it does on a bass trumpet. I didn't really do a warm-up, so my high notes aren't as good as they could be. This actually going to work out pretty nicely. This feels even more well balanced than my valve trombone. And my conclusion on that is that this definitely got to be my go-to work on bass clef stuff with valves. At least if I travel any place and do something in public. As far as bass trumpets goes, like where do you find music for that to practice it? Just like working valve trombone, use your normal baritone music. It'll work quite well. I'm not too sure if there are that many pros that use a bass trumpet. I do know of one. I actually met in person last year when Minozel Brass was giving a performance in Overland Park, Kansas last year, and Leonard Paul is one of the trombone players in that band. He also works a lot with Thomas Gonch and other trio stuff, and he splits his time between baritone and bass, between trombone and bass trumpet, and does quite well with both. So this can be a professional instrument. Now my final comparison demo, just like I do with demos of other instruments I've done. Bluebells of Scotland. I've got to pick a key for this one. I've done F, B flat, and D flat going through Rubank. I did B on my soprano trombone. I did E on this, and I did A on my P bone. So I think key of D sounds good. That's on that valve trombone. I'll do the same thing with my bass trumpet. Uh, I think this instrument is going to work out quite well for me. It's very well balanced. It's going to be easy to transport. Doesn't take a whole lot of work to set up. Just pick it up, stick the mouthpiece in, and rock and roll with it. It's going to be a fun bass clef instrument to learn, and so far for first time use, this turned out pretty well. So appreciate you guys watching, and all the best.